Yo, today's show is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Your online activity should not be public, so protect yourself at expressvpn.com/achievement.
What's up, Internet? Welcome to Off Topic. This show is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Stop putting your data online and at risk. Get protected at expressvpn.com/RTTV.
I didn't know this was such an intense off topic.
That was an
Yeah,
aggressive intro.
I had to amplify the energy because we were talking too much about solitaire before we started, and I just didn't want to intro that way.
Nerds.
We're talking about nerds. But I'm your host, Michael Jones. We got Jeremy. We got John. We got Alfredo.
I'm here.
What's up?
That's it.
Here.
That's
the
it. That's
show.
all. That's the intro right
Jeremy, looking
right.
snazzy in your jacket.
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
You gonna
so
fly a plane?
I got this jacket. I've been wanting this jacket for a while, but also like we keep getting very high electric bills, so I try not to use as much heat in my office as I've been doing. And I was like, I'll just wear a jacket in my office, and that won't pump the heat up as much.
How cold can it get if you just never turn the heat on in your house in the winter? Like, would your house get to freezing temperatures?
The normal downstairs actually probably would be okay, but like where my office is located, there's like a couple areas that just go straight outside, and like it's a different heating element than the rest of the house. So like this area would get a lot colder a lot faster than the rest of the house. But yeah, it would get down there. I mean, it's been pretty cold out recently. It's been like high 20s, low 30s, I think.
That's nipply.
Really. And
You know how you get around that?
Ew.
don't live where I live.
That's the first option, but you're
Okay.
already there, right?
Yeah.
We're going to put this in your scenario. You're there. You want to keep the electric bill down, but the outside's so cold it's creeping in. You know what you do? Put a house around your house.
Oh,
And then just heat the outer
rim house.
The inner house.
Well, the inner
It's
house
like
will
a-
be fine. The outer house will be freezing.
You need
It's
a
gonna- it's gonna
Russian
take the
doll
hit.
of houses. A Russian doll
Correct.
that just house upon
Yeah.
house. It's perfect.
That
Yeah.
outer house is going to take the hit hard. You know, it'll be like a winter wonderland
Like
running
a coat for your house.
from one house, like a coat for your
It's
house.
a coat
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
your
We're
house
on the
coat.
same page
I like
here.
that.
We're V wording. You know,
That makes sense.
I'm so
Alfredo,
nervous
you can't
too.
say the V word around Alfredo. He gets angry.
Oh right,
no, I
he'll
don't.
freak out.
I don't stop it.
He doesn't fuck with that. But-
What's the word?
No. It's fine. It's fine.
It's like when you're chilling, but you're not chilling. You're Ving. Like you're just
Yeah.
you're on the same page as
I'm just
somebody.
being- I'm just
why
being-
is that a trigger? Why is that a trigger
I
for the Fredo?
don't know, dude.
Dude, hard to say.
Because the man is constantly on edge. Look at him. Look at him. He's about to pop.
You need to drink.
Oh my
you need
God.
Go do some stretches or something.
The same
Breathe.
color as his shirt for a second there. Jeez. Oh my God.
Christ alive.
All right.
Almost blacked out. No.
I'm really
Yeah, dude.
Did I?
Scooter's
Don't say
like,
the word.
Yeah.
sleeping on my
Back.
Go XLR. He's like crouched on it. I'm so nervous he's gonna hit something.
He's gonna unplug shit again, dude.
That was Booker.
you gotta
That
be
was
careful.
Booker.
Okay, well, a cat's a cat. Can you
Yeah.
really tell them apart?
That's a great point.
John knows. You children start running nuts, and you just start saying "you."
I did the dumbest thing, and I
You,
named my
stop.
children similar names, and it's the worst mistake I've ever made because I just
It doesn't
yell out.
really matter. I'll tell
have
you,
to go.
it doesn't matter because my kids have pretty different names, and it's still confusing. You're like, I'm always inclined to call them both Iris. I'm like, yeah, you were here first. You have more brain space.
one of you was around first.
Yeah, and now there's two of them. That's why I decided no more kids. I just have no more space for names. It has nothing to do with bringing another life into this world. It's just I only have so much capacity.
Right.
That's good of you. That's good of you to recognize your limits. Okay,
Mhm.
that's very adult of you. What do you are your kids destructive or are they like chill? Do they like not do a lot of physical damage to the house?
Iris is kind of beyond that point now. She's pretty chill. Luna's into, I wouldn't say destruction, but just touching everything. Playing with everything that's not a toy, you know, like, God, stop touching that. Stop pulling pens out of drawers. You know, she's at that stage where there's a drawer there's nothing dangerous in it. There's nothing sharp or like toxic, but it's like, stop. No, put the notepad back, put the paper back, put the paper clips back. It's just like, it's always just shit everywhere. We have this little tin. I hate it. I'm going to throw it away. I swear to God, I keep threatening to throw it away. It's just a little, it's like a coin tin that Lindsay has. And it's just for like random change. And it's been the same change for, I think, 4 years because I don't use money, right? Everything's on a card. Who the fuck uses cash and gets change?
I don't use money.
I get a quarter once a year and it goes in this tin. That's how I know it's the same money. It's never changed. But probably once a week, I find it just dispersed everywhere because it's like, you know, it just has a little plug on the bottom and then they like to shake it and just spill the coins everywhere. And there's just certain things that you can't pick up in bulk, right? And coins are one of them. It's like in one coin, in one coin, one coin, and one. You can't just scoop up a bunch of coins and pick them up. It's not physically possible.
I've learned that I always have to carry maybe like $20 in case of an emergency.
Sure.
And that emergency being when I go to a McDonald's, do my order, and they're just like, "Oh, we're only doing cash right now. It's just cash
the
only."
card's
and
down or
and
something
I go,
on the machine.
Thank God I got my emergency McDonald's
I would
money.
starve to death right there.
Pull it out.
Right, yeah, you just Jeremy would start eating himself. Just
They'd be watching me eat myself until I was just a mouse.
Sir, it's gonna be back up in 10 minutes, and you're like, no, this arm's gotta go.
Yeah, I would just be a head.
Yeah, I'm the same. I keep like emergency cash, but the same. I don't use it. It's rotting. The money
I think the
is
last
rotting because
I think the
money
last
is
thing
bad.
and now especially, who the fuck wants to be handing bills around and taking? You know what I mean? Like,
No.
you keep it. I don't.
No, I don't want
I think I pulled out a bunch of cash when we were all a little bit scared at the beginning of COVID, just because it's like, you know, it's good if I just have some cash out. And so I've just kept it in my wallet. And I think the only time I've used it this entire year was to pay my own children for stuff, for like extra chores or something. Cause I don't really give them an allowance or anything, cause I'm a terrible father.
Sure.
But they like, if they go above and beyond, I'll pay them a little something like a tip, you know?
Mhm.
Because I still expect them to like
I'll tip.
clean the house and all that kind of stuff without being paid. Because God knows I ain't getting paid by them, so that's not how we're doing this transaction.
Well,
You don't get paid by them?
No, they take my money.
yeah.
Oh, you're doing it wrong.
John's part of the problem. Instead of paying them a livable wage, he's starting them on tips, and the cycle continues. Okay, I want to stop tipping. Okay, I want people to get paid. And then I never want to tip again.
I hate tipping. I hate tipping.
I hate tipping because you never know when you're supposed to do it. Look, people abuse that system. There's like waitresses, like you get paid 10 cents a day. That's a fact. That's an absolute fact. That's where tipping is like mandatory, go above and beyond. But then they slip it in everywhere. They slip the it's like, well, you can tip if you want, and I'm going, but do you get paid? Should I? I don't know. I don't know.
Can I see your pay stub? Show me your pay stub. And then that would just be the worst thing anyone could ever say. That's just the most terrible thing. If you ask someone for their pay stub to determine if you should tip them. I agree. You don't know. It's not that I don't want people to have a living wage. It's that I want them just to have this. So when I go to an establishment and buy something, it is just a verified price and everyone is distributing that wealth equally. It's that I don't need like this variance that I have to figure out. And also with like a ton of these, like, you know, we're all delivering food 10 times more than we were previously. Some of the apps lock in that tip. Can't really change it. You know, so if someone's a total piece of shit and literally just throws your food into a ditch, they get to go home with their tip. Yeah. But then like on other ones, I can change it. If someone like decided to drive to California before they brought me my food, then I could be like, oh, you don't deserve this tip, and I want my money back. I don't like how there's too many choices. I just want to pay and all the money to go.
Tipping is like it's very much in my head, right? Dependent on like what's being done, right? So for example, getting like food. If I order 5 things, it's like I think like $5 is usually what I tip, no matter what. I won't go like lower than 5. I'll just be like, okay, $5. You dropped off a bag at my house. But even if it's like only $30, but it's like a fuck ton of milk because my kids suck down milk. Like I'm ordering gallons and gallons of milk. And like a bunch of heavy shit, I'll tip more because it's heavy shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But sometimes it's like, look, yes, the bill is $100, but it's $100 of Pop Secret popcorn, okay? I know how light that shit is. So I got to run the numbers in my head. Here's what pisses me off. I got boned the other day, and by process, boned someone else. This really pissed me off. And it annoys me how much work I put into this. So I was ordering something on Amazon, like food delivery, and it had this promotion where it was like, if you, instead of just using your own card or whatever, if you buy like credit, which you then just use as money, it's just like a way to load money into their system and then they have your money. But it's like, if you buy like $50 of credit, you get $10 for free. And I was ordering like $90 worth of groceries. So I was just like, oh, I might as well do it. Like I get $10 free. Why not? So I did that. And then I owed like a couple dollars extra, like over like what I'd put in, and then the free money they gave me, but I couldn't tip. And I was just like, weird. And so like I backed out, and if I didn't use the credit, I could tip. So I was just like, okay, so I guess I can't, like it won't let me use the credit for a tip, even though it let me use a card to pay the balance that was left over, but it wouldn't let me use that card to tip. And like a fool, I thought, because so many things, like you said, you can edit the tip afterwards. I was like, let me just buy it, and then I can probably add the tip or edit the tip or whatever. I bought it, and because sometimes you can't do that until after it's delivered.
Right.
So like a fool, I
yeah.
waited until after it got delivered. I couldn't add it. And I'm like, well, now I fucking gave them nothing. I left no tip.
Oh,
so,
I hate that.
So I hate talking to people. I hate doing anything. I wasn't gonna use the phone because that's crazy, but I did like the online chat, and I went through the whole thing to be like, hey, I'm trying to tip this person, and it won't let me do it. And they kicked me around it was like 15 minutes to basically tell me, no, you just can't tip them, but we'll take this into consideration. Thanks. And I'm like, well, now I look like an asshole.
Yeah.
Why won't
don't
you let
deliver
me
that out?
tip your fucking drivers? That's crazy.
I will lose sleep if, like, for some reason I'm not able to tip someone I'm supposed to. I'll feel like the worst person in the world, and I'll need to go back and fix that in some way somehow, because I can't sleep like that.
Do you remember? I'm pretty sure I told this on Off Topic, but my whole fiasco with Vince Young's.
Yes.
Long story short, we had like a nice expensive dinner at Vince Young's, and I had gift cards, and I paid with the gift cards. We had a great time. This is obviously years ago when we could go out to restaurants. Left, whatever, went home, in bed that night, like a lightning bolt, it hit me, and I was like, oh my God, I tipped after the gift card, which was most of the dinner, was the gift card.
Oh no.
And so I like sleeplessly for days was like, oh my God, because we went there all the time. Like I knew all the waiters, and we always like tipped them nice. I made a point, I fucking called to find out when that guy was working. We went like 3 days later again. We went out with friends and we invited people, but it was mostly so I could go find this guy who wasn't our waiter. I saw him in the restaurant. I was like, there he is. And I ran up to him and I tipped him, because it like, I was just like, oh my God. Oh my God.
Like
no,
that,
I can't, I can't look bad at Vinny's.
Also,
let me
like,
ask, let me put you all on the scales.
Yeah.
When you guys go to Starbucks, do you tip?
I'm out.
I don't go to Starbucks, Jeremy. You don't drink anything but energy drinks and alcohol. Okay.
I mean, I think for me, whenever the tip thing comes up, I just tip. Even if it's like something small that I order, maybe I'll, maybe it's like a simple drink, I'll tip like 15% as opposed to like 20 or something like that. But I always tip. If I see it there, I just tip.
If there's a tipping jar, do you put it in the tipping jar?
I mean, if I could shake change out of my card, I would.
Yeah.
But like, that's not, you know what I mean? Like,
that's what I hate. Everybody still has tip jars, and I'm like, oh, I don't have money.
Would love to tip you, but yeah.
Or like I have emergency money, and I was like, I'm not giving you a 20.
That's my emergency McDonald's
Also,
money.
like, I went drive-through. I got, some donuts, and they cost 9 cents a donut. I'm not gonna tip you a 20. That's not Rockefeller over here.
Yeah. I mean,
Starbucks.
I've worked at like 2 different jobs that had kind of tipping as a part of them. Like I was a waiter for like 3 years, and then I was also working in like a stock room and would load stuff into people's cars for them. And like, so one of them, tipping was like needed, because I wasn't used to it when I got the job as a waiter. When they were like, "Yeah, your wage is," I think it was $2.50 an hour is what I was getting paid.
Crazy.
And then like, so you would live off of the tips, but then also at the end of the night, you had to put in how many tips you made, and then you basically had to tip like the bus staff, like that would like be taking the plates and running the food out to the tables and stuff like that. Like their wage was also super low, but they don't get tips from the tables. You had to be like, when I get this tip from the table, a percentage of that is for them, and at the end of the night had to, put in how much are you going to give them, how much work do you think they did, and stuff like that. And it was this whole like economy where I was just like, what the fuck, like why don't people just get a wage? Like, because then when I worked in the stock room, I was fine to be like, people try to give me tips and I'd be like, no, and then if they insisted, then I would take
no,
them.
Jeremy, see if they keep you squabbling together, they get to keep the distribution of wealth in their favor, and so they need you guys to figure it out amongst each other.
It's also like, especially with restaurants, just charge more for the food. Right? Like if you took the tip money and put it into the food money, and you just paid the same, but actually pay the employees money and not $1, we just solve this whole thing. Now, granted, it doesn't work with everything, but I hate it. I hate tipping. I hate it. And it's hugely an American thing because other countries pay people is really it. Every time, that was like the biggest thing I experienced going to other countries for Rooster Teeth, a convention or whatever, is always like, do you tip here? And some people are like, no, not really. I mean, if they do a really good job, you tip them, but it's not expected. And they're like, oh, wow. Other places, it's like, oh, that's an insult. If you try to tip them, that's insulting. And I'm just like, okay. So they won't spit in my food if I don't tip them? Oh, no, they love it when you don't tip them. I don't know, man.
I learned very early on, and this was like, I was really young and didn't have much money, and taking like summer trips with like high school, like Tim Getty's high school friends, all that kind of stuff. I was like, okay, I only have this much money. And then after like the first trip, I was just like, okay, I need to make sure to have this much money plus also tip money for like when we go to restaurants and stuff like that. Like I need to account for that because I can't not go. Like if I'm going to go and do something and do restaurants and eat and cab and all that kind of stuff, like I need to be able to tip, also have that money like pulled in together, because I don't know, man. It felt bad. It felt really bad.
I'll tell you something I don't miss in quarantine is when you do go out with a large party of people and it's like the splitting the bill thing.
I hate it. I hate it.
Oh, I hate that.
John,
that's death. That kills me every time. So like the fact that it's just like, basically it's just been me and my girlfriend just splitting our meal, down the middle, that kind of thing. And that's all it's been for almost an entire year. And I like that.
Is like my kryptonite. This episode of Off Topic is brought to you by MeUndies. Let's talk about love. If there's one thing that got us through the past year, other than that video of Dogface vibing to Fleetwood Mac, and I don't even know what that is, it's love. And that means getting extra cheesy for Valentine's Day is okay. We'll allow it. Despite everything, we found new ways to match our daily lives together with the ones we love most. That's why MeUndies released their V-Day collection with undies, loungewear, and more, so you and your Valentine can match through it all. Show that special someone how much you care and say those 3 words everyone wants to hear. Match my undies. And if you're single, no problem. Show yourself some love in something that makes you feel amazing because you deserve it. MeUndies, it's a classic brand. It's timeless, okay? Looks good, feels good, nice and cozy, snug as a bug in a rug, getting a hug. There's nothing not to like. Their undies are made with sustainable, breathable, softer than soft fabric and available in a range of sizes from extra small to 4XL. MeUndies membership gives you and your boo a new pair of MeUndies or socks every month. Members get discounted pricing on everything MeUndies makes, as well as early access to major print launches. MeUndies has a great offer for my listeners or viewers. That's you. For any first-time purchasers, you get 15% off and free shipping. MeUndies also has their problem-free philosophy. If you're not satisfied with any product, for any reason, they'll refund or exchange it. No caveats, no questions, no nothing. To get 15% off your first order and free shipping, go to MeUndies.com/off-topic. That's MeUndies.com/off-topic. That's this show. There's two things I hate about going out in big groups. It's that, and when it gets so big, it's like, what the fuck is the point? When people want to have 12 people at a table, I'm like, just go. Why? You can't talk to everyone. There's too many people. This person's down the other end of the table, and you're just like, all right, what are you doing down there? You're talking to what? You got the 2 people next to you, maybe 3 people in front of you. That's your zone.
That's
you got
it.
5 people. Now, if it's for like a birthday, like, cool. Hey, we're here for your birthday. Happy birthday, whatever. But we're still going to talk amongst these people. But it's just, if it's for nothing, like 8's my limit. And
that's another aspect.
There's too many people.
Does anybody else freak
Even
out about
8's a
this?
lot.
I'm curious if you are normal people or you're freaks like me. When you get to those kind of settings, do you completely overthink where you're supposed to sit? Where's the best place to like space yourself with people? Who do I want to be by? And you're just like freaking out, like where you're supposed to go with a big group like that.
That
For
depends
me-
on the level of how much I know everyone there. Like if I know everybody there, like I think we went out for like Jackie's birthday or something. It was someone's birthday. We went to like a steakhouse, and like I remember there was a lot of people, and I was like, I'm not gonna be able to talk to the people down there. Like there's no way. But you know, I knew everyone that happened to be going to that, so I was
Wait,
like,
that was me. I was on the end, so that was weird
Yeah.
that you said that. I remember that.
Oh yeah, it was.
were you
it
on the
was,
end? You were definitely
yeah.
next to me because you told me what to get.
I'm just
It was Jackie's birthday.
Yeah, you told me what to
That
get.
was last year.
But
Oh.
yeah, other than that, it's
Couple
just
years
like
ago.
it was a couple of years ago at this
It's
point.
2010, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if there's someone I don't know, I'm like, I not only don't want to be next to them, I want to be as far from them as possible, because even if they're diagonal to me, that's still a possibility of a conversation I don't want to
Yeah.
have.
Man,
I
At
don't
some
know
point,
you.
you got to acknowledge them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like they're within.
And I just don't want to do that.
Decent amount of.
I'm fine with the down the table this thing. Like, hey, you know, it's like I'm not gonna yell though, that'd be rude. So I guess this is where we end our conversation. And then, you know, I go back to the people I know.
I feel like it's just like it's kind of like an instant decision. You walk in and go, what's available? Boom, I know that person. I'm sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
And then just, you know, you hope the next person does the same thing. You hope the next person who walks in that you know says, "Oh, there's Jeremy. I'm going to sit next to him." And they don't fuck it all up.
Yeah.
I think I just prefer a seating chart. Just anytime anybody like plans a big group, just give me a seating
extreme.
chart. It would make me feel better though. I'm agreeing. That's extreme.
I'm sorry you got
me feel
stuck
better.
in the third slot. We didn't ask you where you wanted to be at this virtual table today. I didn't consider it.
I think for me, it depends how much energy I have. Like, I don't know. I think it's a per group situation, because there's times where I'm just like, I don't have energy. I want to sit next to somebody that I know. And then there's the like, okay, well, I do have a lot of energy right now. I'm going to sit next to someone that I don't know and maybe try and get to know that person. And then there's the middle ground where it's just like, well, this is a good opportunity to know someone better that I kind of know. And so just, I gotta like, I don't know, man. I sit there and I go, okay, I gotta make this decision. We're there.
2 of those 3 things you just described, I have never experienced my entire life.
It's all based on the group.
I am always in the, I don't have energy to talk to a stranger. Where is the person I can just like, that's why I love like this, like, I don't know a better way to say this, but I love the no effort friends you have. The ones that you can just slide into literally any conversation. You don't even have to fill a conversation. You can be quiet together. Like Andy is one of those for me. Andy is a no effort friend that we can just chill. We can be in silence. We can talk about anything. And I am like, that's like a very a precious thing to me. Andy's a very precious thing to me.
That's Michael for me. That's Michael Lindsay for me. Or it's just like,
don't call me Andy.
no, I won't dare.
I'm my own boy.
Or Jack and I were
no,
just
but you are an Andy is what you are, is what Alfredo's saying. You're an Andy.
I think what Alfredo's saying is
What is
Andy
it?
is a Michael, I think is what he's saying.
Yeah.
I
I was like, well,
I think that's
Michael.
A or B.
that's what he's saying.
I'm gonna just step out of this one. But no, for Jack and I, it's always just like cool, you know, like before the whole pandemic thing, it's like we're gonna hang out with Michael and Lindsay, and it was never like what are we gonna do? It's just like we're just gonna fucking chill.
It's true.
Like, we'll eat some shit. We might play some card games.
I have a short list of people that I would say, hey, want to come over in 20 minutes? like on a weeknight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just, and it's not like there's other people and I'm not like, oh, it's a whole thing. But like you said, it's just different groups. And Alfredo would be like, oh, I thought we had plans or I thought we had to do something. Turns out we don't. It's kind of late notice to be like, want to do, dinner or whatever at my house tonight. Cause that's usually like a couple days in advance. You let people know people got shit to do. And I just go, oh, I could text Alfredo. And then he's like about to start streaming. And then he tweets, just kidding, fuck you. And he doesn't stream and he comes over.
Yeah, that's why I turn on the stream and just go, did you get baited? And
then he ends it.
Yeah, leave. I'm gone. No, we were talking about tips earlier, and that reminded me of just like all these like food delivery services and whatnot. And last week I had ordered food, had food delivered, and it was someone else's order.
Oh, I've gotten that.
Yeah. So Jackie and I sat there and we were just like, I mean, they're tacos, they're delicious tacos. They're not going to take these back.
Right.
So, I hit up the company that does all the services and whatnot. And I was just like, I didn't get the proper food. And they're like, cool, refund. And I was like, they're not going to take these tacos back.
Yeah.
So I guess we get a refund and we eat these tacos. Like,
that means you won the system. It's the same thing if you go to a coffee shop. Have you ever been and you're waiting for your drink and they're like, hey, we mixed up this order and this is like a latte somebody didn't want. Do you want this latte? Yeah. You always say yes, you take it.
Yeah.
And then you get also your drink and now you have two coffees and you're happy.
Sometimes it happens at like fast what was it? Fast food drive-throughs. You know what I mean? They're just like, oh, we got this extra drink or we got this extra fry. Sometimes though, they're just like, we got this extra large drink, and I'm like, you're sick. You're sick. What am I gonna do with 3 large Cokes?
What's funny about fast food?
I'm taking it anyways.
But I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah. What's funny about fast food, and I get it now during the pandemic, but this existed before that. Of like, they would hand me a drink and I would take it from them, and they'd say, wait, you have the iced tea? And I go, no, I have the Coke. And then I go to hand it back, and they're like, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, I just held the outside of the cup, and they're like, burn it. It's yours now. It's like the second it goes out the window, it's yours.
Saliva. Once your saliva leaves your body, you don't want it. You can't take it back in. No one. Your saliva is now contaminated and can no longer be. Shut up, Jeremy.
You ever do that thing where the string comes down?
No,
and you
that's
suck it back
disgusting.
Up?
Yeah. Also, but again, like when they handed me the cup, I didn't lick it when they handed it to me. I'm still holding it. Like I've been holding it for a nanosecond, and they're like,
"Who knows what you have, Michael? Sir, get the cup
away from me! Were you licking your hands while you were waiting for the cup? You can't touch this cup."
It's just Michael in the drive-thru. This is Michael in the drive-thru.
That's an instant freebie. What I find they fuck up all the time is when I get Happy Meals in McDonald's.
God, I haven't had one of those in a while.
I haven't had a Happy Meal in like 2 years. You get either extra fries or apple slices.
Yes.
And I always go for apple slices, and they love to not give me apple slices and put extra fucking fries in the bag. So I got to check it every time. They also never give me the goddamn sauce for the nuggets. It's like they hate it. Every time I go, they didn't give me the sauce. Don't worry, I'm my own at home, so it's fine. But I open the box and I see they give me fries, and I go, hey, I wanted apple slices. Well, guess what? Now I get the extra fries for free. Now I get everything. When they say extra fries or apple slices, now I just say yes.
Both.
Do you think the person that's like packaging the Happy Meal is like, bro, I got you French fries?
Yeah.
You said apple slices, but I know.
I just wish they gave me a heads up, because if I don't check before I get home, I'm done for if I walk through the door without those apple slices.
That's because there's a universal thing that everybody enjoys, and that is free food. It doesn't matter. When I was, 8 years old getting free, food, to now I'm 36. And anytime I get free food, I'm like, I won. Today's been good. I got free food today.
Well, there's a level of it. If someone walked up to you with on the street with a slice of cake on a paper plate, and went, this is for you. You wouldn't take
I like this cake witch that you're creating. Some sort of cake crone that is approaching me on the street.
Gross. It's just like a slice on like the slice cutter thing.
What kind of cake, Jeremy? That depends. What kind of cake?
Not even on a plate.
Oh man, I don't know. What kind of cake would John like?
Red velvet.
That's a question. You got to get me.
Red velvet's a good cake. John would like. I don't know. I feel like John doesn't like really dense, like because I was gonna say German chocolate, but I don't think John would go that route. What would John like? Something
A cake with money in it.
Oh, money
John
cake.
would like. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Oh,
That's
okay.
Johnish.
But he's got to eat the cake to get to
John
it.
would like an angel food cake or something, like something light and yum. I feel like it's John cake.
Something light and yum.
This is like my horoscope is what you're doing instead. It's what cake is John.
You gotta think about the people, you know. What kind of cake do you like?
I
Now he needs to
I
know.
like most cake. Carrot cake's the best. Carrot cake is the
Oh,
best.
carrot cake. Yeah, I didn't think about it. I didn't think enough.
Guaranteed. Yeah.
Who's thinking about vegetables on cake?
Oh no, carrot cake can be really dense too. Like
Carrot cake is great.
when they go hard on the cream cheese frosting on that thing, and whoa.
I make this carrot cake protein bowl because I'm a crazy person who like watches what I eat. I like little quick protein snacks I can make for dessert, and so like there's like these basically you can just like it's like a mug cake, but think of like a protein bowl of stuff, and then you nuke it. And I have a carrot cake one that I keep making lately that's like got a bunch of protein, and that's like it's like crack to me. I
Sounds
love
good.
it.
Oh yeah, some crack.
All right, I'm seeing
Some
this come up
crack?
in the chat here. If we're talking about cake, is cheesecake a cake?
I just asked my girlfriend that the other day. We didn't have a good answer.
Is a cheesecake a cake?
I mean, it's the cake in the name, and it's in cake form.
Yeah, but then it's
It's
a
like
pancake.
a pie.
Cake?
It's got crust.
Ooh, it does have crust.
Yeah, because there's also pancake and funnel cake, and I don't know if I'd call those cakes.
Would I lather someone in cheesecake?
Think about you know what? That's a great point, right? If you had a giant cheesecake, I wouldn't expect a stripper to jump out of it.
Let me tell you.
Right?
That's a messy stripper.
It's a bit original right there. I'm like, okay, I'll
That's
give you
a
extra.
goofy stripper.
Because there's no way you could get a stripper in a cheesecake and not notice that something was off about that cheesecake.
Because it keeps moving.
Right.
There's no way you can get a stripper in a cheesecake.
I think, oh
You
man.
can try, but yeah, I don't know.
Everyone in
I don't know.
chat is saying yes, that it's cheesecake. I don't think so. I think it's a pie. It's got like liquid filling and it's got a crust and
But it doesn't have but it's not liquid because the crust can just be on the bottom. The fact that it has a crust is very damning toward it being a cake. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a thick custard, or like not a custard, but like a. You know when you have like a creme.
it's like a custard.
thing.
Yeah.
I mean, the definition for a pie is a baked dish of fruit or meat and vegetables, typically with a top and base of pastry.
Yeah, but
Wow.
pecan pie doesn't have any of those. And that's pie.
All right.
I broke your system. I broke your system,
Is that just like pie that you're getting spicy with it? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Talking about spicy pie.
Just get spicy with that pie.
What's
Oh,
Google going on about? I typed in "is cheesecake a cake?" And you know how it gives you
That's
the
in the
people
name.
also ask thing. The first people also ask is, "What does cheesecake mean sexually?" That's the
What was
first
it
people.
answer?
What does it
tell
mean?
you. Let me tell you, get a little bit of cheesecake. You rub it in the back of that kneecap. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you
You know
talking
what?
about?
I'm not gonna
back
get
of
it.
the
People can
knees?
research that on their
hang
own
on. We lubing up the back of knees with
Yeah.
cake now? All right.
Yeah.
This guy's got a fetish about the back of knees. that
Sometimes
you would not
just
believe.
Wake up, middle of the night, grab a
No.
jar of mayonnaise, rub it on your
Mhm.
significant other's back and knee.
Mhm.
Dude,
Well, it's something. It's something
No,
that
no, I
people.
can't
A lot of
even
people
listen.
don't. A lot of people don't think about it because the knee is so hard and rough. But like the back of the knee, that's like a soft. jewel.
never go front
You know
knee.
what I mean?
You go back knee.
Well, that's why people don't think about it. You know, they don't think about all the like hits
Wait.
that the front of the knee takes. It protects the back.
is that
Yeah,
That's
keep
nice
it
and
nice and
smooth.
soft.
wait?
So
Is
you can
that
just-
the back of the
yeah.
knee? Is that what that is?
Well, I mean, what would you call it? The knee's on the other side, right?
Right.
Is
Yeah,
this
what
the
do you-
back of my elbow?
I mean, sure.
Yeah.
What's it called? I'm not a doctor. I don't know what the fuck the medical term is.
Yeah, I don't.
Right.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I didn't take out a medical
Take-
book.
Dude,
Take
the
your
kneecap-
science elsewhere, okay?
Yeah, I just said something and people would know what I'm talking about.
It's the
Okay,
back of the
Alfredo.
knee. I said
When
back
you're
of the
around
knee. You knew
Alfredo,
what I was
watch
talking
the
about.
back of your knees because he might get frisky.
Just
you gotta be
don't-
careful.
Don't show me
The kneecap
back
is
of
just
those
that
knees.
oyster
Don't
shell
show the
protecting the
back.
pearl. That is the
right.
That is the back of the knee, right?
Right.
You know, you break open like you break open a clam and there's all that kind of gooey meat in there, but the outside's hard and rough. That's a knee.
That's a knee.
Yeah.
Look at that. Oh, how you
Wow,
feeling,
look
Fredo?
at that. I would love to see you fall right now. I have no idea how much I would have enjoyed that.
Your feet are out. That's a ban on Twitch right there. You gotta be careful.
Ooh.
Oh,
Wait, does
man.
Twitch
Not
say
here.
no feet?
Not here,
I think
baby.
Twitch says no feet, right?
Are you serious? Like I'm not wearing
Wait.
socks manner?
Well, in the
Extreme.
They
You
say no
choked up
feet?
while you said
yeah, I
that.
think you can't show feet on Twitch. Hold on, Twitch
It's
feet.
insane.
Man,
Look,
I
if
gotta be
you're, like-
careful. I'm
if you're-
googling this.
Yeah, if you're dangling feet and Twitch is like, we don't want that. We don't want feet heavy stuff. That's fine. But you like
Twitch
walked
feet
into the room to
policy.
sit down and someone was like, hey, you're out of here. That'd be crazy.
That's what
What
I
if
do
you were
love with-
like, what if
with
you
something so
started
specific. Where does the foot? Where does the no?
God, stop! Stop!
Where does the no-no
John.
start?
I
Am I
don't
okay
want-
still?
John's gonna
Am I
end up
okay?
on lick your
Once
feet.
you
Stop
see-
it! No, stop it! I don't want
once
to
you see that like bone on the side, you're done. Like
right
near the
there.
ankle.
Oh,
Yeah, you're done. What if you started streaming and left the room and then you realized that your socks were next to your computer and you're like, oh my god, how do I get back?
No.
I'll get banned if I go for my socks. How do I get back? You gotta crawl.
You cut
Like,
the power.
You
cut
pull
the
them
power.
upside. You pull them inside your pants.
Just blow the
That's not a
breaker.
thing, right? Because I streamed without socks yesterday.
Huh, bye.
Well, it
Okay,
was a
so
nice
what I'm
run.
seeing is you're okay to have bare feet on stream, but you can't show off your feet when requested to.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
People with
It's-
foot fetishes out here trying to drop bits for feet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially when framing the feet individually.
Whoa,
So
look at this
that's a
cat
tail.
That's why you drop bits for the back of the knee.
So then basically,
I haven't
we
banned
can
that
show-
yet.
By those same standards, we can show our feet here. We just can't show our feet if people give us first members sponsorships to see our feet.
Right.
Well,
yeah.
I mean,
Is that true?
That's-
Do we
that's
know
not
that
a
though? Or
rule
are you
that we
are
have
you
set.
posing that question?
I don't know.
It hasn't been clearly defined to me either way, so I don't know. It's not gonna happen. His feet are yucky. This episode of Off Topic is brought to you by HBO Max. Valentine's Day is coming up, and it's the perfect time to curl up with classic love stories or hilarious new releases, no matter your relationship status, single, taken. That's it. HBO Max has content for everyone to enjoy on V-Day, that's Valentine's Day. Whether you're indulging in a solo marathon that you can't pull away from or having a rom-com night with that special someone, that's up to you. Personally, you know what I've been enjoying? The romance of my generation. I grew up with it. Will they? Won't they? There's another woman involved. Inuyasha, okay? You just don't know what's going to happen when you enter this feudal Japan era. He's a half human, half demon. You know, she's a modern, everyday teenager. But then, wait, Lady Kikyo's involved too. But she comes back and she's kind of like a ghost. What's Inuyasha to do? I'll have to keep watching and find out. So celebrate the season of love. It's Inuyasha, by the way. I was talking about the show is Inuyasha. Celebrate the season of love with the vast library of rom-coms and feel-good titles on HBO Max. Right now, new and returning subscribers can sign up for a limited time prepay and save offer to save 20% off when prepaying the first 6 months of an HBO Max subscription. Offer ends March 1st, 2021. Restrictions apply. HBO Max has something for everyone every day. Check out the link below and get 20% off the first prepaid 6 months of your HBO Max subscription today.
Look at the chunky raccoon.
He's not that. This one's actually small, but I don't know what he wants. And you either sit down. What he's gonna do is purr and drool on me, which is what he does.
I can't wait. And a lot of you guys got cats, and very soon, very very soon, you a little fur baby.
Well, you're gonna have a little
Little baby
I saw
gobble.
the
You got little
Instagram.
Gabu?
Little baby gobble.
Oh, gobble.
Gabu?
Little baby gobble. I'm trying to
That
get
puppy-
Jackie on board with that name.
Gabu?
Trying.
It sounds like an uphill battle.
What was the middle name? What was it? Gabu what? What was the working title?
What was it? It wasn't it Gabu Meg Diaz because Meg
No.
because Meg said that Boo that we could just call like Jackie just call it Boo.
Oh.
Like BU for sure.
I remember what it was.
What was
It was Gabu. That you're right, but that was after someone in Jackie's chat recommended something, and I said the middle name should be named after that person. I can't remember what the person's name was, but it was like Gabu CC something Diaz, and then I said we
suggested it.
Then we give Meg credit, so then you name it Gabu CC Meg Diaz.
Yeah, people kept coming up with really good ideas and trying and like entice Jackie
name.
To go with the name Gabu, and we were just like, oh, we gotta give him credit, so we gotta, second name, middle name. She was
liking Boo.
She was.
Oh, there's the new one. Oh wow, really out.
He is
really asleep.
He is out. Kurt,
that's me after a treadmill run right there.
Kurt,
just your foot up like that.
Yep.
Are you alive?
Foot all up there,
naked. On one pillow.
Just laid out. Laid out.
Yup. There we go.
Poking.
There we go. There he is. Hey, he's awake. Hey,
they were napping.
There's the little.
Speaking of Jackie was like, oh, I need to get a bigger mouse pad. So I'm gonna order this. And I was like, seems kind of small. And she was like, no, it'll be fine. And then mouse pad came in today.
That's a gamer's mouse pad.
Something about Jackie and the sizes of things she orders never ceases to amaze me.
Yeah, she ordered like a mini skeleton too. She needed a skeleton for like, doing nursing like classes online because of the pandemic. And so, they need to do all these procedures like at home, and so she needed a skeleton, and she was like, all right, I'm gonna order a skeleton. It's like this size, and the skeleton was this big. She was like,
it's like a foot tall or less.
She was like, I was wrong, 8 inches. I was off. And I was like, by the looks of it, you were way off.
And then you were telling me you guys just got a new desk for her, like her office, and it's like, is it a standing desk?
Yeah, it's a big old standing desk.
So it's like a big old standing desk, this, that, whatever. And it got shipped, I guess, in like a couple of pieces, and one box showed up that was like,
it was like the size of like that box back there,
like a foot by a foot and a half, foot by 2 feet. And you said Jackie was like, wow, the whole desk is in there, huh?
I was like, parts of your desk is here. And then she came in, she was like, oh, there's my desk setup. It's here. And I was like, well, what do you mean? He's like, my desk. And I was like, well, hold on. What do you mean by your desk? She's like, yeah, is it in there? And I'm like your desk table? She's like, yeah. And I was like, it's not a fold out desk. It's not like a mattress that you pull out.
That's what I said. Maybe you open it and it expands.
Right.
Whoa.
You just gotta blow it up.
And Michael and I were talking about it like before off topic. That's just Jackie's nature. She just full send stuff. You know what I mean? She'll just like full send it. So she just came home excited about a desk, and she was just like, oh, it's there. You know what I mean? Didn't even like think anything else of it. And I was just like, I can't. What? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't.
But we love her.
Yeah, we do.
Hopefully you more than me.
Love her during Fall Guys. That playlist this weekend. So they had a playlist that was just fall ball. It was literally 3 fall ball matches and then a finale.
Oh God!
A random finale could be anything. It was just 3 fall balls in a row, and then any of the. Is there 5, 6 finales now?
Yeah,
something like that.
Did you play? Did you play when they had the hexagon only playlist?
I played very briefly. I only played like by myself for like an hour or two. And I love that because what was cool about it was, even more so than this fall ball, is you could get to the finale so fast.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you could get through all 3 rounds of Hex. Usually the first 2, I mean, it would be over in 35 seconds.
Yeah.
Because like people that normally can't beat any level ever are now playing Hex, and they will just fall off in 5 seconds. And so it's only like 5 people eliminated on the first round and like 6 or 7 on the second round. And then there was like 12 to 15 players left for the final round. So it was fun because you could, even like if you try to win generally, and like if I'm playing by myself, I'll fuck around less because like there's no one there to enjoy the antics.
Yeah.
but it was so low risk to get to the finale. It was so easy and so fast. I was just fucking grabbing people like crazy. Like the third round of Hex was more chaotic than I've ever seen it ever, because it was just like, whatever. If I lose, I'll be back here in 7 minutes. Like, who cares? So people were grabbing and like jumping off and shit and going crazy. But the fall ball one was funny because we had that thought, Jeremy, of like, oh, this is hell.
Yeah.
In the first round was 48 players. So it's 24 versus 24, the first round. Absolute chaos. And so we threw this out to the crew, which is which was myself. We all just took a drink.
Sorry, I'm just making so many noises. I'm trying to stay hydrated. I've been recording for all day. I stay hydrated.
No, I'm just saying. I feel like that I tasted that.
Right.
I'm muting myself.
We mentioned it. So the crew was myself, Alfredo, Meg, Turney, and Jackie, and we mentioned like, oh, there's the fall ball thing, and Meg was like, played it by myself. It's fucking hell. It sucks. Yeah. It's a nightmare. It's a piece of shit. And so I was like,
need cooperation.
Yeah, but we also did. We were just like, you know what? It's a new playlist. We'll jump on. We'll play it for a bit, then go back to the main show.
So I was like, the only holdout I had was like, but if we make it to the third round, that's a pretty good chance because there's 4 of us, and depending on how many players are in the game, and then if we win that, we only have to face off against the people that were on our team in the finale. And so what it ended up being generally was like 24 versus 24, 12 versus 12, then 6v6. But occasionally someone would drop out, so a lot of times it would be like 5v6 in the final round. And there were so many times where it'd be 5v6, we had the 5, we would win. So then the finale was 4 of us and 1 person, and we just beat the shit out of them. Like we won, we won 11 out of. We only got Royal Fumble 1 time.
What?
In the entire thing. We got to 12 finales, and between the 4 of us, we won 11 of them because we would start celebrating in the third round, staring at our teammates, going, oh, you're going to get it so hard next round. You are going to get... Someone would always sacrifice themselves. Like, there was a game of Jump Showdown, and it was... I can't remember if there was 1 or 2 other people.
You could just grab them.
You could just grab them. And it ended up being, like, there was 4 of us and then 1 other person. And Alfredo was like, I'm going for him. And then, like, he tried to jump but didn't jump, so he got swept off. And I was like... I'm going to take him out. I ran at them, jumped at them, grabbed them. I got knocked off. He's still in it. Jackie goes, I got him. Jackie runs after him, grabs him. They both get knocked off. And Meg's like, hey, I won. It's like we threw 3 people at this one guy, and we did that all night.
Dude, the amount of
so
times
disgusting.
You ever see a fall mountain where as soon as the match starts, 2 people just grab the fucking random and everyone else takes off? It was brutal.
It was so nasty.
It was disgusting.
Some people were not happy with it.
Fucking second of it because it's the playlist and that's what it's about.
Look, we just played, right? Some people didn't approve of our behavior, and they're like, I can't believe you guys would do this. And I just kept saying, look, don't come into a fall ball playlist by yourself, because that's what's going to happen at the end. You're going to get put against some team of somebody. And I'll also say, since Fall Guys came out, this is the first playlist that's ever enabled you to do that I've played, because it's team games the entire time. So either you all make it or you all lose. And so the fact that our whole team would make it to the finale every single time, it was just bad. Also, coincidentally, the same day that the Mouse King costume came out, so we all talked about how we were dirty fucking rats, and we all put the rat costumes on, because this was another way to strike fear into the competition, where we were like, do you think, because like everybody was wearing these costumes, because always the new costumes is usually like the most populated because everybody's wearing it. But I was like, do you think reality sets in when the 1 or 2 players get to the finale and there's 4 rat costumes? And then, like, that's when they start sweating. Like, I think these rats might be together. And we hammered them, dude. We hammered them all night.
We were the cheddar getters.
The cheddar getters is what someone named us. Brutal. It was absolutely absurd.
It was brutal and beautiful.
It was so enjoyable, dude. It was so enjoyable.
I had a blast. I think Brian has a picture of baby Gabu.
Baby Gabu?
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
Whoa!
Little tiny.
I can't wait. Weeks away. Doing all the research now and figuring out like proper ways to train early and right away, and I can't wait to deck this place out with little ramps because you got tiny,
And then you can play on
tiny
them, too.
legs. Yeah, and that way I can get up on the couch. I don't know.
There you go.
Figure it out. I'm excited.
I know.
Never
I'm gonna
been
deck
like a
my
pup
place
dad.
out with ramps. I can finally get up on the bed. It'd be awesome. I'm so excited.
They have those stairs that are like
Right,
people
yeah.
buy for their dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, high
No.
beds. Did Cat get one of those for you, Jeremy?
No, I just go to Cap and I go up. She puts me on the bed. That's what happens.
It's funny.
Thanks.
John. Should mention John Reisinger.
John Reisinger.
You got a new podcast coming out?
I do. Thank
Should
you
talk
for
about it. Talk
thank
about
you
it
for letting me talk
now.
about it. Yeah. We got a new podcast called The Real Canon. It's a nerd pop culture deep dive with myself, but more importantly, with a buddy of mine, Charles Pulliam Moore. He's a journalist for IO9, and so he covers this stuff for a living. And I specifically grabbed him for this show because Charles is not only just extremely knowledgeable and learned about this stuff, but he's very charismatic in the way he speaks and has a very unique perspective on these canons that we consume constantly, whether it be TV, movies, video games. Our first episode's all about WandaVision. It's out tomorrow. We kind of go a deep dive into that, talking about the episodes that have come out so far, but also like the source material it's drawing from and where it might be going towards. We just recorded our second episode today, and we kind of went ham about the mythological genre and things, and really focused on like Hades, the video game, a lot, and why it worked, but also why that genre in general grabs us a lot, since there's so many Greek and Norse mythology pieces of media that we all love. But yeah, it's a weekly podcast, premieres tomorrow, available on all podcast platforms, and I encourage you to check it out.
Oh, sorry. I was giving a thumbs up, but
Thank you.
My frame's so small, they go widescreen.
Couldn't see my thumb.
This episode of Off Topic is brought to you by ExpressVPN. When you use the bathroom, you always close the door behind you, right? You don't want random people looking in on you, so why would you let people look in when you go online? Okay? It's crazy. Using the internet without ExpressVPN is like going to the bathroom with the door wide open, okay? And that's because your internet service provider knows every single website that you visit. And what's worse is they can sell this information to ad companies and tech giants who will use your data to target you. ExpressVPN puts a stop to this. It creates a secure, encrypted tunnel between your devices and the internet so that your online activity can't be seen by anyone. I use ExpressVPN on all my devices. It works on everything, phones, laptops, even routers. So everyone who shares your Wi-Fi can still be protected, even if they don't have ExpressVPN. You're welcome. And the best part is using ExpressVPN is as easy as closing the bathroom door. You just fire up the app, click one button, and you're protected. The seal is intact, okay? That's why ExpressVPN is the world's #1 rated VPN by CNET, Wired, The Verge, and countless others. So if you're like me and believe your online activity is your business, secure yourself by visiting expressvpn.com/offtopic today. Use our exclusive, ain't no excuses not to use our exclusive, saved it, link today. ExpressVPN, expressvpn.com/offtopic, and you can get an extra 3 months free. That's expressvpn.com/offtopic. Dude, can't wait to get back to like a real studio. And then,
Yeah.
I know.
because I don't have to do anything. That's
you
why.
dead in the eye.
It's not for like the how much better the content will be. It's because I don't have to do anything. I just show up.
How often how often do you guys do Face Jam in your cars?
Almost every single time.
Almost every single time?
So yeah, we started Face Jam. We did a test episode, but then like it kicked off at the end of 2019. I don't know exactly when, sometime around November or December. And so like we hit our stride, you know, around like a couple episodes in. And so, you know, like I think almost every audio podcast that was being done at Rooster Teeth, it's like in the old Achievement Hunter office at that big table. It was great.
Yeah.
And then we're like, we'll go home for a couple weeks, you know, and it's a bi-weekly show. So, you know, we'll do a couple from our house. And we did. And it just came like everything from that show as a running gag. I was talking about how we should drive to each other's houses and take turns parking in someone's driveway. So then each episode, someone wouldn't have to leave their house, but we could still see each other. And then that turned into a real conversation of how much work would it really be to just like throw a laptop or a Surface or whatever into our car, drive to the office and just sit in the lot. And so Eric would go get the food because most of it's, you know, downtown Austin, most of the places we go, and then just bring it back to the office. And immediately found out, even though it's so stupid and we're in our cars, it's just such better chemistry than staring through computers to see like someone sitting in their car and I can like point at them and yell at them. So now we do it almost every single time, unless there's some reason we can't. And occasionally we like to do it at the office because it's the easiest, but occasionally there's a restaurant that's like 35 minutes away. So we have to like almost scout it to find out where we can park near that restaurant so we can just do it in the middle of nowhere, like in North Austin. Like usually there's like a Walmart or something nearby and, you know, they have endless parking lots. So then we just post up in a square and it's a pain in the ass to throw all this shit in every week, but it's nice to leave my house. It's one of the few reasons I leave my house is to go drive to sit in a car and look at these other people and look, even though there's no video, Nick wear his monkey mask and record a podcast as we're eating, you know, some garbage food or something.
Is that what?
Oh, yeah, like, hey, you like his new jacket?
Whoa, there it is. There it is.
Oh wow, he a fancy
Michael still has
boy.
Amazon.
Michael's got Amazon still.
Oh god, that's gonna be so warm.
Yeah, he loved it. He was like, it was like I gave him like, I was like, this looks dumb. You should wear this. And he took it as if like a friend giving him a nice gift, you know? He was like, wow, this is really nice. I was like, yeah, no, that's fine. It's just so we get to take a picture. It's funny though. And he's like, no, but hey, thanks a lot. And I was like, yeah, no, I mean, I didn't really get it for you. I know it's yours now, but you know, I just thought it would be funny.
What's in that cup? What's in that cup?
Go back. Is that, oh, that's a Blizzard. That's the last that's the episode that just came out this week. The Dairy Queen rotisserie chicken bites and some kind of chocolate fudge thing.
I was in the shake. I was like, what?
Which a lot of people think it's in the shake.
Blizzard.
Two separate things. And I'll just say this. This reminds me. Let me pose this to you, right?
Yeah.
There's something said at the end of the episode when we were reviewing that, and Jordan was rating the Blizzard. And I don't remember exactly what it is, but it's like something like fudge brownie and like chocolate chunks in it or whatever. And it's just like a vanilla soft serve. And he gives his score and he talks about it, but then he kind of punctuates it with either not like, I don't think he said, I don't like chocolate, but like, I'm not a big fan of chocolate or something like that. Like the chocolate pieces didn't do it for me. B, I like Reese's. And I went, what? And he goes, I don't, you know, I like Reese's more than chocolate. And I was like, Reese's is chocolate. What the fuck are you talking about? And he goes, well, there's peanut butter. I'm like, well, yeah, there's chocolate in peanut butter though. I still wouldn't, it's still chocolate. Who says I don't like chocolate? Actually, I like Reese's. Like chocolate, peanut butter. It's
actually mostly chocolate.
Yeah, it's chocolate and peanut butter. It's crazy. And we got into a slight tiff on the episode where he's like, people are going to agree with me. I'm like, crazy people, maybe. Again, you didn't say, nah, chocolate's okay, but I love chocolate with peanut butter. He just said, I don't like chocolate, I like Reese's. Like Reese's is somehow magically a different thing. It's chocolate and peanut butter. That's what it is.
I used to do that with like, I think you could do it with certain foods. Like I used to not like tomatoes, like a raw tomato or just a sliced tomato. But if the tomato was cooked in a certain way, I agree. Like, and I think I like that. But that's just chocolate. It's like, I don't like chocolate, but I like chocolate with peanut. It's like, no, but the chocolate is still in its chocolate form and mostly the main part of that component.
It's
that's like saying I don't like cookies, but I do like chocolate chip cookies. It's like, you like cookies.
It's just there was no clarifier on it, and I guess that's what upset me. And I don't want to go on a huge thing because he's not here to defend himself, even though he doesn't have a defense. It doesn't make any sense. I don't need anyone to tell me I'm right. I know I'm right. this is crazy. I went home that night, kept me up all night, and I typed Reese's cup into Google just to see what it came back. And it's like, Reese's cup is a chocolate candy. And I'm like, it's fucking chocolate. It's who the
yeah, you don't have to look that up. It's chocolate.
I know. I just needed some validation. I'm sitting here. I texted Eric. I texted Eric and I was like, hey, remember when Jordan said that he didn't like chocolate, but he liked Reese's? And he's like, yeah, man, that's crazy. That's it. 4 hours later, he replied to me and said, I still can't stop thinking about it. Like, it was like 11 o'clock at night. And he's like, what was he talking about? And I go, I don't know. They had a whole campaign about, you got peanut butter in my chocolate. Well, you got chocolate in my peanut butter. That was like a whole gimmick for Reese's. And this man is sitting here saying, I don't like chocolate. I like Reese's. And it set me off. Don't set me off. Okay. Set me off. Hang on. I need to calm down. Calm down.
Get yourself calm here. Oh, are you going to do it? You're going to fire up?
Jeremy, I've been firing up. I'm already fired up. That's why I've
dude.
been so fired up when I got to this point in the conversation. Okay?
It's not Saturday. I can't join
Now
you.
the chat's
I'm sorry.
Now the chat's arguing. I'm drinking for two,
Cheers.
buddy. I
Thank
know.
you.
I know.
Cheers. Here,
Oh,
cheers.
John, I know
Cheers,
John's been
John.
drinking.
Yeah.
That's a whole.
That was
I've
the
been drinking.
that was the first bell. Thanks for watching this shit show, first members. You love to see it. I'm gonna break the boundaries because we're talking about our first members here. I don't give a shit what the repercussions are. We're just vibing. And
Oh my God.
Oh.
watch out, Alfredo!
Oh,
there he goes.
Oh.
God.
Like
He's
it's
gonna
a
cause
major.
actual damage. He's gonna
I just-
actually cause.
It's great, but we can all see it was his own doing. No one here can be held responsible. I refuse to apologize. But I will thank the first members for watching, and thanks for being firsties. We love it. We love to see it. Thanks for the support. We're still trucking. Okay, we can still make shows like Dead Little Roosters. Ever heard of it? Premiering, or it's airing right now every Friday. New episode, new one tomorrow. Today, Thursday. Tomorrow, that means it's Friday. Check a calendar. Okay, new episode. DLR. That's what people in the know call it. You can also play along. You can win. You can win a PS5. It's like interactive.
Oh,
as
damn.
You can find the clues. You can solve the mystery. Don't ask me. I didn't know what was happening around me. Okay. But cool. We're in. We're out. We vibing. Said it again. Don't care. That's for you, firsties. Shout out. Watch shit. Watch first shit.
Nice.
Boom.
Nice.
We got told when
He's still
deal with it.
reeling.
He'll be fine.
I went too hard on the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get it. You get the slowdown, right?
Oh, look at the little red he is.
Yeah, dude. You don't usually see Alfredo that red. Like,
My
I'm so
God.
white. If I turn red, it's easy to tell.
Yeah.
You have a darker complexion, so it's actually impressive to see how
Yeah.
red you got.
That's a lot of blood.
We got. do a breath, my dude. Do a breath.
Breathe.
Take a drink of some of John's water.
Take a
please.
drink of my water. I still got a
I'm
lot.
gonna go
It's a
out,
giant
go out
bottle.
swinging.
Yeah.
We got told that the Dead Little Roosters was going to be filming in our previous office space, and so I knew that that's where you guys were going to be doing stuff. It wasn't until I saw, because I wasn't part of the production, it wasn't until I saw behind the scenes photos that the entire thing was basically filmed in that little white room space that we randomly had in the middle of our office that was then just painted and decorated for each room.
It was mostly that room and that front right office. I don't
In the
know if
front
it was
right
like a
office,
conference room or whatever, that corner office.
Yeah.
A lot of it was in there. And yeah, and I think there was really only 2 rooms they used, and they just kept changing the entire decor, which it looks amazing. It's such a good looking show.
It's very visually engaging and beautiful. The art department did a very good job in costume and hair. They just put out I think one of our social accounts just put out like the rainbow of all of the costumes, how everybody just has a very specific color theme to them, and you can go all the way down. It's beautiful. It's a good show. I had nothing to do with it. It was a good show.
It was just fun to be a part of a production like that again. You know, it's like the pandemic is a thing. It's still going on, and to, you know, we all took proper precautions. We got tested constantly. There was, you know, social distancing as much as possible, and we had trained safety officers there and all that kind of stuff.
Code 4.
Code
baby.
4, yeah. But it was just cool to like actually see people and actually just like interact with other humans in real life again. Like, my God.
It was nice because, Josh and Fiona, like the showrunners came up with the whole thing. They both wrote it, directed it. And they had their pick of the litter of, who they casted. And what's great about me is they had to use me, regardless of skill or lack thereof, because even though it was, it was a production that happened, they were still like crazy precautious with, COVID and nobody got fucking sick. That's what I say. Of all the productions that have happened at Rooster Teeth since the pandemic started, as far as I'm aware of, not a single person has gotten sick, or, like brought it in. It's like, it's worked, but it's very, diligent on set. So even through the show, and part of why the show is written the way that it is, it works very well. I think it will stand the test of time, where if you saw it 10 years from now, you wouldn't know, oh, that was during the pandemic, because it's just well done. But that's why it is the way it is, where everyone's in their own room, they're by themselves, because people, basically, actors didn't interact with each other. Everybody else was masked the entire time and distance. But when it came down to like taking your mask off and doing the scene, it was like essential crew only, camera, like whoever needed to be there, and then the sole actor. But they basically needed me and Lindsay, because they're like, you're the only two people we could have in the same room at the same time. Can you please be in it? And so I was like, I gotcha. You gotta have me. It doesn't matter. They're like, we're not happy about this, but can we please have at least two people in one of the rooms? It would help a lot. And so that's why I'm pretty sure I'm in the show. I think they would have avoided having me if they could have. But really their hand was forced.
There's today's Thursday, so another episode comes out tomorrow, I think.
Yes.
Right? The last
four?
episode.
Is it 4 or 3? 3 or 4?
Three.
I think it's 4. 3? Oh shit.
Yeah.
Because
first one, I won't say who dies. I can't say anything.
I wouldn't recommend that. Please.
But the
hey, you ever seen this movie? No, here's what happens at the end.
Here's what happens. No, I won't do that. But I loved, there was clearly points in the last episode with the pickles that Iffy was both trying to see how far he could take shoving as much of that pickle in his mouth as possible, but also just laughing to himself while trying to recite dialogue while he had an entire like theme park style giant pickle in his mouth, but unable to produce any words with it.
Can I just say,
it goes hard.
Can I just say too, like, spoiler about something that's not in the show, but those pickles are making their rounds, and if you've seen the trailer, Alfredo's sucking down some pickles in the trailer. I didn't get to suck on the pickles. That's like mostly why I agreed to do the show, is so I could get pickles inside me. And there's no big pickle bit with me. I kept seeing pickles and I wanted the pickles. And they'd be like, on this next shot, and I go, give me the fucking pickles. But again, because of like COVID, if it was like any other shoot, dude, my hands, I would have been in there fucking slurping them out, cross-contaminating it. But they're like, no, these are secure pickles. You can't have these pickles. And I was like, what is this all for then? Why am I even here? That's why,
Michael.
Thank God I packed my own Truly and brought Truly with me.
Yeah, wait, is that the pickle juice? What's the pickle juice that you drink that you and Blaine?
The pickle juice was pickle potion number 9, but I love pickles. And so like I knew for some reason there'd be some sort of pickle element. And everybody's running around having pickles except for the pickle guy. I don't get no pickles.
The pickle guy.
I'm the pickle guy. I made pickles my thing, right? If I want to say what did I bring to the table in 2020, I put pickles on the map, And let me ask you this. Only one person really went hard in on it with me, and that was Blaine, because he drinks the pickle potion number 9 because it's supposedly good for working out. Mm-hmm. It like stops or prevents cramps. That's like the main reason behind it.
Does it?
Well, let me just say, I think it works pretty well actually, but I also just love it. Okay, so it's no like, oh no, I go pickle juice. Also, maybe it helps. I don't know. Oh, 9,000 milligrams of sugar or salt. Oh well. But can I just say, if Blaine came out swinging, going, oh, I drink it all the time. Well, it wasn't on the map before I started chugging 5 of them in a row. So I'm just saying, like, he enjoyed it. But like, I'd call Blaine the Star Wars guy. No one ever heard of Star Wars before, Blaine. But this pickle potion, I'm just saying, I went nuts with pickle juice on the mini golf set on hardcore mini golf.
Yeah, you did.
And I went nuts.
Calm down.
And now pickles are a thing that gets brought up a lot. I'm just saying. Trevor hates them. That's his big like pickle phobia comes up.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's like, we're like, I don't know who's the hero and who's the villain, but I'm like pickle man, and he's like pickle killer. I'm the pickle pariah. That's what I am.
Sorry. Trying to put together the stream schedule for next week.
Put together your stream of consciousness. Focus, okay?
Yes, I'm focused. I'm laser focused. But I think one of the things I've come to realize is that I really have to mentally, whenever I see a script and there's food that I have to eat on the script, I have to mentally prepare myself, because it's not just like, oh, I'm going to eat that pickle. It's like, I'm going to eat that pickle over and over and over again for like 20, 30 minutes.
You can think about it. You just wait until the moment and you enjoy every bite.
Well, I had like a shoot like way back along, and I was just like, oh, it was like we're eating pizza around a table, and I made the mistake of like, you know, not using the spit bucket and like, oh, it's pizza. So I'm just like eating it, actually eating it, biting it, eating it, sucking it down. So like after 30 minutes of like eating pizza, you know, on and off, I was just like, I can't fucking do this. And so with the pickles, I was just like, I'm gonna stuff as many of these juicy pickles in my mouth, and then I'm gonna spit it all out and then do it all over again.
Yeah, that's the dream.
There was a unaired show that we filmed some stuff for proof of concept, and this is like years ago for Ed Rooster Teeth. And in one of the scenes that I got to participate in, I had to do a keg stand, and they had a close-up shot of me, upside down, and the like whatever spigot in my mouth, and just like quickly drinking some and then spitting and then pulling it out and spitting out. And I had to, and it wasn't real beer. It was still just like, it was just like dark liquid, but we had to do that take like 10 times. And I was doing a handstand and doing, people were holding my legs, but I was doing that. And after like 5 or 6 takes, it felt like it was like water torture was just happening. But they were like, can we just get one more? We didn't get focus on that one. Just a nightmare of a shot to do.
Oh, I'm jealous. Like, so I'm not jealous of the keg stand thing. That didn't sound very fun. I'm jealous, but like, one of the only times I've filmed something where I was scripted to be eating during it was during a Haunter episode. It's when we were doing that portion at the beginning where we tell the stories of the ship and we're reenacting everything. And the ship of the location, but we were on a ship for this one, and Trevor was supposed to be a guy with a bunch of like burn wounds, and so we were sitting in an infirmary eating, me and Gavin, and Trevor was behind us on a bed all wrapped in bandages, being like, my arm got steamed off, and like we still say that to Trevor all the time, but we were like eating soup, and it was freezing when we were on the ship. And so I had this chicken noodle soup, and I was so happy, and we had to do the take like so many times. We did the take like 25 times or something, just so they could get it perfectly right. But I ate all of the soup in like 5 takes, and they didn't have more soup. And for the rest of the takes, I had to pretend to eat soup, because I just downed all of the soup in like 5 takes. And for the rest of it, I had to like turn the bowl and my spoon a certain way so you couldn't tell there was no soup in there, and I was just begging for more soup.
I mean, at that point, it's on production, right? Because there's be someone there that's constantly filling up the soup, going like, whoa, we don't got any more cans. Like, you really got to stretch this one out. Like, this is the last can of soup.
No, people are bringing up the chocolate
that's like
points.
They have things like that in production where it's like, okay, we have to break this thing, so we have 5 of this thing to break, and once we're done with that, we have no more takes. But it's just not that they broke all the thing; is that just Jeremy ate all the soup? Like, there was the actor. I ate all the soup.
Well, look, you give the man soup. You lead a Jeremy to soup, he's gonna drink it.
Dude, when you're doing something though, and they're like, we have 1 take at this. I hate that when it's like we have 1 of this. That was another Haunter thing
scary.
when we I think it was the first Haunter we did. We went to a place that's haunted by Elvis or something, and they had a guitar on stage, And they were like, we want you to try to get Elvis to show up or whatever. And then one of the things, we want you to smash the guitar and see if we can get Elvis to show up. But A, they had one guitar. They just had the one. And B, it was during the haunt, so they weren't really filming us. Like every now and again, there's someone there that has another camera on you, but usually it's just you filming yourself. So I had to set up the camera pointed at the place. And we had so much trouble in those first couple of episodes getting everything in focus, because getting those cameras to focus where you needed them to go in the pitch blackness, like just looking at the little night vision part, was so hard. So I like set it up as best I could on like a stool on the other side of the stage, and then started yelling and smashed it. And it was like the most out of focus shot. It like wasn't even close. And they still had it like in the intro of the show. Like anytime it was like I was in the episode and in the intro it showed who was there. It was like Jeremy the Muscle or whatever. And it was me smashing the guitar, and it's just extremely out of focus. I just could not figure out that camera. You just would walk around and go and put your hand over the lens and hope that it like refocus.
Also, like I don't think it was easy. Also, we're stupid. So it was a bad combination. It was a bad combination.
Yeah,
you know
Gab was good at it. Gab could do it perfectly because he knew what he was doing. But the rest of us were like, whoa.
Yeah, but he knew the camera. But also, I'll say this, and I think most people can agree: terrible performance from pretty much everything that he did in that show. You know, so many retakes. Like how many times it was just like take 10, take 12, take 20. Like God, just sit there and just shut the hell up. Scream, okay? Ghosts are gonna get you. Scream. Yep. God, you know,
just scream or something. Just do something. That was a hard. I mean, one of my favorite filming experiences. Probably my favorite filming experience was doing Haunter. It was just always so much fun. But it was also this weird juxtaposition of like a bunch of people who don't believe in ghosts, and also Jeff and Lindsay, and then they'd put us in places, and we would just like be in an old spot, knowing nothing was going to happen, but still screaming into an empty room for things to fight us. It was bizarre. It was absolutely bizarre.
It was a little contrarian at times, right? Because it would be like, okay, well, ghosts aren't real.
Yeah. Because that's the buy-in that all of those shows do, is that they're actors.
That's the problem, right? We're not going, they're gonna get us. But, you know, I'm just like, but man, if they are, great opportunity for me to be proven wrong. So you go in, you run around, you scream, you know, you insult them, you smash things that you bring with you to smash. That's like, I'd say the fakest thing that happened in Haunter would be like, this was old man Johnson's sewing needle, and then we'd snap it in half, and people think we like busted into a museum and just started breaking shit. Like,
right.
Like anything we broke was ours. That's like, you know, it is a production. But we didn't go in there and like anytime there was like a noise or something, I don't think it was a ghost, but I would react like, what the fuck was that? You know, that was a spooky noise.
You let yourself get immersed.
You let yourself get immersed. It's just like playing scary games, right? You don't have to fake everything, as opposed to like, okay, look, obviously I'm a fucking grown adult. I shouldn't be scared of this game. I don't give a shit. But it's entertaining. You let the game take over. You try to be real but entertaining at the same time, and that's how we approached Haunter, which no one does. There's a ghost in every single episode of every ghost show. They get the ghost, they have the footage, everyone screams, they're touched, they're grabbed, they're, you know, we don't have that in Haunter. So we tried to make up for that, because they're not real, with comedy. But then there'd be this line of like, you know, occasionally from the crew or whoever, or Daniel, the director, who also didn't believe in ghosts, but then telling us like, guys, you got to take this seriously. As in like, you got to do the ghost summoning seriously or whatever. And we'd go, well, Daniel, it's not real though. They're not real. You know they're not real. And he'd go, look, I know, but you still need to do it. Okay? We know they're not real. Obviously, they're not real. Ghosts aren't real.
Were you part of the summoning circle? Were you part of that salt summoning circle we did?
I don't think so.
In Melbourne?
I don't think so.
Yeah, that was... It didn't make the episode, but that was the prime example of that, of us in this summoning circle, and we each represented an element and had to like, it was very like spirit bomb, like send your power type thing. And Daniel's just like, we're laughing and we're doing whatever. And he's like, come on, guys, you know, you gotta like, we gotta get something happening. And I just went, what do you mean we gotta get something happening? What are you what are you hoping
yeah, what is the
for?
end
What do you
game here for
think
this?
is going to
Well, he wants you to take it serious so the ghosts show up, I guess, even though you don't believe in them either.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any. It's a weird line.
Fucking
Of
around
like,
and make it happen.
and then people
I
do
just
that.
I kept saying, look, okay, I shouldn't have to do it right to be attacked by a ghost. If they're real, they should be pissed. They should be pissed about everything I'm saying, about everything I'm doing. It's like, I'm gonna attack the shit out of this guy, but only if he properly respects me. Okay.
Yeah.
And like you know,
I made a mockery of their lives.
people in chat are like bringing up like in the Sawmill episode when I had the scratches on my back, like that freaked me out for a while. Like I was like, wait a minute, there's something to this and everything. But then like as I started doing more of the haunts and like just talking about it with more people and everything, you know, it's like, what is more likely? That we went to this place and I got scratched by a ghost, or literally anything else. Like, which of those two are more likely? And it's just like
any waking moment in your life,
right?
you know
how many times like Kat and I like randomly walk up to each other and we're like, what the hell was that? And there's like a bruise or a scratch or something. And like,
no.
I don't know what
It's
happened.
so funny. I literally went to sleep the other night and I was lying on my side and I was like, I couldn't get comfortable. And so I finally turned over and I saw that I got like a scratch going like down the side of my body.
Oh,
I didn't go ghosts.
Right.
I
You're
went,
just like,
I must have
something got me.
accidentally scratched
Well,
myself.
that's why you weren't on the show, because we knew you wouldn't.
Not to
Jeremy
mention,
committed. He kept screaming, "They got me! They got me!"
not to mention,
trying to get a hold of me.
It was like the hottest I've ever been. Like I was just like drenched in sweat. So any scratch or anything on me was burning from like all the sweat that was going on and everything. So I was just like, my back is killing me. Like, and then of course, like I was a little, you know, when you're in that environment, even when you don't believe, there's sometimes you get a little freaked out in certain areas. You're just like, oh, this is
you're immersed. You're literally put into an environment like that, right? And everyone's trying and hoping for something.
And also, you know, I'm not the kind of guy who, when I'm scared, I'll like scream, but I'm a pretty jumpy person.
Yeah,
and
neither am I.
And like, quiet you. and like, I don't mind the actual like a jump scare happening, but I hate the anticipation of a jump scare. And like so much of that show was like, hey, go sit in the dark in that room. I swear no one's gonna come mess with you. It's like, yeah, okay, all right, I'll like go sit over here. And then like they eventually stopped doing that to me because I just didn't give enough of a reaction. Because when something scares me, my reaction is just to like go quiet and like just kind of like assess what the noise was or something, and not to just outwardly scream. And because I'm legitimately getting startled by something, I can't like actor it. I can't be like, no, do this instead. It's like that's just my natural response to it. So like those shoots would freak me out in the beginning of it because I never knew like, all right, when is someone gonna, you know, sit me in a chair in a room and then like light a firework behind me or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like I was just always on edge.
The way, Michael, you were talking about how you guys, I mean, you both talking about how like, you know, your approach to the show was like just running in there and screaming and hollering and like trying to antagonize the ghost. It's similar to a way. Have you guys played In Silence yet?
Yep.
Yes.
So fun.
The game that's all about like, you know, not making noise, don't draw the beast towards you. I was playing with a bunch of people the night, like Cole and Barb, and we played normal for a few rounds. It's actually kind of fun if you play that if you don't have enough people, you can let the monster be AI and they'll still hunt you, and so you can still go do your stuff even if you don't have enough people to play. We eventually, after we played it the normal way, we tried to see what we could do to like break the game or like play the game wrong, and we tried to do last one to get killed by the monster loses. So then that turns the game on its head, and so then we're all seeking out the monster, and the monster responds to noise, and so then it's just releasing 5 of us out into this map screaming and trying to make noise.
That's a fun
and trying to track the thing. It's somehow, we don't know what happened. I think we must have broken the AI of the beast, because then it just kept avoiding us. Yeah,
it scared it.
We scared it,
Broke
and
the
it
brain.
wouldn't kill us. And so it would actually just do laps by us, and we just be screaming out like, get me. It would just go by until finally it would grab one of us, and we would like scream in ecstasy. It's taking me. I'm chosen.
In ecstasy.
Oh, nice.
I'm
Yeah,
the
dude.
chosen
Elation.
one.
Elation, man.
I'm sure.
That's what I was looking for. I was looking for ghost elation, and I never got it. You know, Jeremy got a taste.
Yeah, I know. I gotta like
Jeremy got a taste of ghost
a little
elation.
flavor of it, dude. But In Silence is one of those games that, like, if I was playing it with people and we were playing, like, I say for real, like really trying to win or whatever, that game would freak me out, because like that monster, all the time I don't hear it coming, and then like you're just in it, and it makes this loud noise and everything. But because of the way that we've played it, it's never really been scary, because the monster's always like Fredo or whatever, and you're like crouching in the woods, and you hear like, oh, where are they go? You like, oh, you have a tire? And you like watch it.
Yeah, we get gooey. We get real goofy
like,
with it.
It's and like, so you just hear the monster from a mile away, like muttering about what he's seeing and stuff.
There's that, and then there's like the last time I played it, I remember the monster was like, I could see it, and I was by myself, and I'm like, I'm quiet, and I see it walking around, and then Alfredo like walks up behind me, and he's like, hey, what are you doing? And I'm just like, I'm hiding from the monster. And he's like, oh shit, the monster's out here? And I'm like, yeah. And then he goes, did you just throw a rock at me? I'm like, yeah, I did. Fuck you. So it's like shit like that happens while, you know what I mean? So you totally lose all like monster. I was like, take you. I hope it takes you. He's like, stop throwing rocks at my feet. Just like sitting there throwing rocks.
We have a live stream that's out in that game where Fredo was the monster and he killed Matt or something. And Matt had 2 tires on him. They were on the ground, and Fredo's on them like, come on down to Fredo's Tire Emporium. I got tires. Like, and he's the monster on it. And so Trevor and I got on either side, and we were like, you're surrounded. You got nowhere to go, monster. And Fredo wasn't leaving them. And I just went, Trevor, you got to get ready to get those tires. Hey, Fredo. Yup, bitch. I said, and then you just heard the monster go, like ran after me, like sprinted full at me.
Look, to this day, no one in Achievement Hunter has backed down from a ya bitch. I'm not gonna be the first. There's no way.
Lasso, I was right on the edge of back because something had gotten reset. We killed Gavin because Gavin had set us back so far. So like we got to the checkpoint, finally killed him, and we reverted back to that checkpoint again. And Gavin immediately was like, "You bitch," at me. But I was so nervous because the last section took so long that I was like, if I kill him, like, what are the chances that we then have it's too fast. And I was fighting it, and Gavin's like, oh, no one's ever turned down a you bitch before. And like, I turned around to punch him, and as I turned around to hit him, I saw Michael behind him and a rocket leave Michael's rocket launcher right into Gavin.
Yeah.
He just totally went.
I was like, I don't think Jeremy's gonna let this stand, but he's pissing me off. I know it wasn't directed at me. And you just go, was that a rocket? I'm like, absolutely. You're still holding the rocket launcher from the last section.
Dude, that's the number one. Like, the ballsiest move in the world is to do a ya bitch in TTT when you're the traitor. If you like, because you're really banking on that detective backing down, and it very rarely happens. Usually it's to get the detective killed if you're innocent.
Yeah,
that's what you do.
It has yet to happen.
I love to, when I have the deagle, just to announce, watch this. Usually that's what I say, or my go-to is I'll like look at Alfredo or something or whoever and go, hey, you want this? And I'll take out the deagle and they'll be like, yeah. And then I shoot them.
Right.
So either they die
Dude.
or I die, and then they get it. And it
Dude,
has
did
one
that?
bullet.
Dude, the last, I don't know, it was the last TTT or the one before that, where I was running around as a trader, and you had the golden teak, and you're like, "You want this?" And I was like, "Oh hell yeah!" Hand it to me. Like I said, "Oh hell yeah, yeah, I want it." And then my head was like, "Yeah, he's gonna hand me the golden teak. I'm a trader." And you shot me, and I went, "Oh yeah, yeah." There's that. Too.
Yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens.
I haven't watched the TTT in a while. I know for a while back you guys were like messing around with adding and taking away items. Have you guys added anything recently that's like stuck and is now part of like the canon of your weekly games?
We just started that again because we sat for a while with all the same things. Like we thought we had a pretty good grasp of what was going on, a good balance. But then we were like, all right, we got to keep it fresh, so we got to add more stuff in. So the latest video that I don't think is out yet. We add in a defibrillator, so the traders.
So resurrecting.
Yeah, so there's a certain type of character called a hypnotist that can resurrect anyone into a trader. The defibrillator can resurrect people, but they just come back as what they were. So, like, a trader could revive their fellow trader. There was one moment.
It doesn't convert.
Video,
it doesn't convert.
It doesn't convert. So there's one moment in the video where I, as the trader, shot Fredo in the head with a deagle. He was the detective. And I was like, let me just double check this. And I revived him. And he popped back up as the detective, but he was eating something.
I was eating a Mint Milano cookie.
So I revived him and instantly started chasing him down, trying to kill him again. And he was like murmuring to himself because he had a mouthful of cookie. And
because you're right. It was a new thing that we implemented. So it just, isn't a thing that I'm thinking of yet. I died. I went, all right, I'm just going to chill, eat another cookie because I'm hungry. And then as I grabbed the cookie, put it in my mouth. I look and I was like, oh shit, I'm alive. And then then I saw and heard you. And then I was like, like trying to scramble to run away and eat this cookie at the same time. And then you put me down again.
Which is so funny because we do shit like that so much. I heard that happening and thought it was a bit.
Yeah,
we were off somewhere. I just hear going, and my thought is I wonder what they're acting at. They're probably in a fucking room playing with a prop or going nuts or whatever. And then get round ended. That was all brought to light, and I was like, oh, that's okay. He was actually eating a cookie. Okay, yeah, I heard that. Then retroactively, I heard the panic of a man who didn't want to die again.
Yep,
but he did.
But he did.
TTT is a game. It's a game that I would love to get the core people playing sometime, but none of us have the know-how of the full setup that is required in order to host a server.
You need to get a Jaren.
I need a Jaren.
Yeah, Jaren knows it very well too. Yeah.
We need some achievement hunter assistance so that we can do it, because I would love to, because a few of us have gotten to guest in a couple of times with you guys. I think I know I have. I assume Barb has, or Gus maybe.
I think, John, I think I just have a Gmod playlist, like a Steam playlist of add-ons. And if you just go into Gary's mod and make sure you don't have any add-ons installed,
you can export,
you can just
import?
go to this. You can just go through your add-ons and make sure you're uninstalled from everything, so nothing works against it.
Conflicts with it, yeah.
And then just go to this playlist. You can say subscribe to all, and then you should have the same setup that we do.
Okay, I might hit you up for that, because it's for over the past year.
It's a hoot.
I've been wanting to do it. And I just have never. It seems like such a big endeavor to have all the items and stuff, but I would for streams or whatever, I'd love to have our people dabbling. And we there's only 5 of us really who are part of the main cast, so we would love to have other friends and you guys join us for games. But yeah, maybe I'll hit you up for that, Jeremy.
You got it.
Well, we gotta wind this down.
Yeah, we got a post show we got to do.
Not just the post show. We also have Age Post Team coming up.
Oh yeah. Oh, they're playing Dead by Daylight. Uh-oh.
Dead by Daylight.
We streamed that on Tuesday. I played as the Oni. I'd never played as Oni before. That's a fun character with
fun. The game is
blood
so
absorption.
Thorough. I don't know, just
beefy.
Beefy. It's just crazy how much shit is in that game. From like, I feel like we didn't play it when it was new, but it was kind of like, oh, okay, this is what this game is.
Yeah.
And you look at it now, 2-3 years later, and it's like, holy shit. It's just a game I never expected to be that robust, I guess is the word I was looking for.
Cole showed us, he played as like the newest killer, the twins.
The twins,
the woman has like the boob baby that comes out and like she can just send out to attack. Dude, scariest thing about that one is that I found out was that it
to the side?
It does. It comes out of a hole.
Boob baby. The boob baby. Don't question it.
The boob.
If you're in a closet, the baby can then open the door, see you're in it, and then stay there and hold the door closed until mom comes.
What?
So I was in there and I was hiding from Cole. And so then the baby came and like saw me and then was holding it and then holding it closed, and it was just me screaming that I was stuck in the closet again.
Oh no.
That's awesome. I love it. It's a fun game. That's another game that, like, if you play that game not to win, but just to really fuck around.
Yeah.
Play the fuck around.
My God, it's so funny. I love it. All right, we should end the episode.
Yeah. We're at time. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Subscribe to the Real Canon.
Subscribe to Real Canon if you like video games and comic books and things of that nature.
Yeah, what you do.
Which you do. And if you like John, which you do. So give it a... John, they said, can we put this on the Face Jam feed? And I said, I'll allow it. Wow.
Dang.
You don't get a higher honor than that. I don't care about any of this except for Face Jam. Trust me. Okay.
You've made that very clear.
This means nothing to me. Thanks for being on, John. Appreciate it. Thanks for guesting, and thanks for watching another very exciting off topic. And you know what? I'm just gonna say it again. We vibed. We were vibing. We vibing. Stay tuned for the post team playing games. They're playing Dead by Daylight.